Hey, what's going on? Y'all back with the for the streets, man. It's like it's showtime. Well, I told you I was gonna talk about this. Didn't get a chance to make the video yesterday. Um, I was a little busy yesterday, but um, I wanted to kind of not I wouldn't say it's a part two, but it's kind of a part two to the video that I made yesterday about Corey Holcomb and Comedy Height. Um, I told y'all about his issue, like where it all started, or what I'm saying, what really made the situation boil over with him and Comedy Hype, and it was his situation with Stephen A. Smith and the whole thing over All Star Weekend. So right as all that stuff was coming out, I seen one of the episodes of All the Smoke that came up on my YouTube feed or whatever, and it had Jemele Hill on. And so I'm like, oh, I'm definitely clicking this. Because obviously I like All the Smoke already, but I'm like, yo, I really want to hear what Jemele Hill got to say, you know, because, I like a lot of her takes and she a real person. Like, to me, it's been a lot of stuff that she's done and said that I don't necessarily agree with, but when you break it down and you really started to hear the interview and all that other stuff like that, you kind of got the sense that when she was at ESPN, she really couldn't be her true self. I mean, she could to a certain degree, her and Michael Smith, but it was limitations on that, and they really had to kind of like tone it down a little bit. That's how I'm gonna put it. And they kind of had to tone it down and alter a lot of they shit up. But she talked about her relationship with Stephen A. Smith, and her relationship with ESPN as a whole. And she basically called Stephen A. the face of ESPN. And I'm gonna link the clip to his video in the description box, so y'all can watch her and listen to what she said about Stephen A. Smith. And she basically was like, like I said, she basically called him out without calling him out. Um, she basically called him out without calling him out. Basically, was just like, yo, a lot of his thoughts on Kaepernick were kind of messed up, and she was like, she felt like he had a lot of misinformation that he went on TV and said, and he got roasted for it, and he was just, he was just wrong. And we all know what time it is with Stephen A. Smith. Corey Holcomb basically said he know what time it is with Stephen A. Smith. He basically said when he met up with him during All Star Weekend, they had a conversation. Like, they took a picture with him, and that's where them frauds at Comedy Hype was getting on his ass, because they was like, oh, all this stuff he was talking about Stephen A. and you didn't pull up and you didn't do this, that. And I'm just like, bruh, y'all a black owned media outlet, and you sitting there causing drama amongst black people for what? Like, that's what a lot of these niggas do, especially out here, in the streets, on YouTube, on the internet, online. They just love to see drama amongst themselves, drama amongst black people. If, we talking about that facade. But you're a black owned media outlet, bro. You supposed to be a lot more responsible than that. What the fuck is wrong with you? You basically insinuating that this nigga should have pulled up a lot of dudes in Corey chat room, when he go live on his 5150 show, or in the comments, after once the video get uploaded to YouTube and you watch the playback, they was like, oh, and I'm just like, yo, y'all really expect this nigga to pull up on Stephen A. Smith and punch him in his shit, like, for what? Or curse him out? Come on, bro, they doing All Star Weekend. It's fun, Ain't nobody taking this shit real serious. It's basically a night out. It's basically a weekend to go chill and do. That's how niggas treat the Super Bowl. Like, motherfuckers be coming from out of town and shit to go watch the game in each city that they hosted in. But it's basically a night out. It's basically a weekend. A week to go chill and have an excuse to take a vacation. That's basically what All Star Weekend is. Cause it ain't that far off. Like shit, you got Super Bowl weekend, and then like fucking 2-3 weeks later, you got All Star weekend. Motherfuckers stop playing the games, and then they go to the respective city to go do All Star weekend. So if you're a sports junkie, or if you a motherfucker that like to travel, or if you just somebody that like to watch certain festivities, or do whatever, you do that, and then you do the All Star weekend shit. But that was my whole thing. I'm just like, bro, I already expect this nigga to go knuckle up with this motherfucker for what? Especially a dude that carry a lot of security, you know what I'm saying? As cowardly as Stephen A. Smith is in real life, because that nigga talk bold on TV, but he won't, you know what I'm saying? He don't really want no smoke out here in real life, because NBA players done pulled up on this nigga, and he didn't got scared. So that's the whole thing. And, you know what I'm saying, back to Jemele Hill, it's kind of like her, like, she basically called him out without calling him out. She basically was just like, yo, the whole Colin Kaepernick situation was crazy. And Steve Jackson was like, yo, I agree with you on that, because, like, while he was listening to him talk about the whole Colin Kaepernick situation, it's kind of like, bro, you talked all this shit about him. Steven Jackson was basically like, yo, you talked all this shit about him, yet you was trying to help him get a job. So basically, that just confirmed, like, yo, Stephen A. stuck his nose out there, trying to get in front of the story, trying to get his black card back, because he got roasted by T.O. and others on social media, you know what I'm saying? And then freaked out because he knew that, you know what I'm saying, he was getting berated, you know what I'm saying? He was getting the shit berated out of him. Like, yo, he was getting roasted, bro. People saying, yo, Max invited to the cookout. Max blacker than you. Motherfuckers making memes with Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. They faces switched and everything, with Max in black skin and Stephen A. in white skin and all that other type of shit. You know, so that's basically what it was. And it basically just confirmed that Stephen A. Smith was a fraud. It's like, bro, how do you talk shit about a nigga, but then you supposedly helped him get a job? Like, bro, that's not how the shit work. You knew what time it was with you in the black community, and you didn't want to lose your relationship with the black community. The handful of niggas that still actually believe in you and support your dumb ass, because a lot of us already knew what time it was with you, and we was done with you years ago. But that, you know what I'm saying, that's just the whole thing. I'm gonna link the clip to the video. I'm gonna put the link to the video in the description box. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can go watch it. And yeah, man. Thanks for y'all time, man. I'm out.